Ah, meat is the best. Veggies and fish are great too, but there's nothing like a good cut of meat.
May I join you?
Hey, Lawrence, you here to eat? It looks like you barely grabbed anything.
Please, this amount will suffice for me. There's no need to compare our portions.
No wonder you're so skinny. My little sis eats more than you. Come on, have some of mine. You need it more than I do.
You offer me half-eaten scraps? The nerve! With manners like that, even a nobleman would be an absolute disgrace. Have you no dignity?
You're pretty touchy, huh? It's probably just because you're hungry.
Raphael, please, do you mind? I cannot enjoy the simple pleasure of a meal in these conditions.
Why can't you enjoy your meal? You don't like what's on the menu? You wait here. I'll go to the kitchen and find something tastier for you.
That won't be necessary. Please, just let me eat. In peace. Alone.
I don't think you get it, Lawrence. Nothing goes with a meal better than good company. If leading the Alliance is your goal, you should really try eating with other people first.
I'm afraid I fail to see the connection between leadership and dining.
If you want to be a leader, you have to know how to get along with different types of people, right? If you really want to get to know someone, all you have to do is share a meal with them.
Quite the contrary, unfortunately. It seems the more time I spend eating with you, the less likely we are to become friends.
The more you eat with someone, the more you learn about them. Their likes, their dislikes, you know? You might get some of their food that way too. You can eat more and bulk up. All that talking made me hungry again. I'm gonna go get seconds.
What an absolute bother. But I suppose he does have a point about observations of character at the dinner table.
I like how in this conversation, Raphael turns out to be the smart person. It's like, hey, if you're gonna lead people, you gotta know people. It's like, no. That's like saying, I can drive a car, even though I've never seen a car in my life. That's not the way it works, buddy. You know what? Let's have the opening be a Raphael segment. Why not? What other words of wisdom have you got?
Hey, Marianne, what you eating? Mind if I join you? I'm starving.
Huh? Oh,
All my favorite dishes are on the menu today. I might have grabbed too much. You want some?
no thanks.
All you've got on your plate are leaves. Are you sure that'll fill you up?
I'm done eating now. I have to go.
Huh? You're already done eating? But there's still food on your plate. Hey, Marianne! Huh. Maybe she's not feeling well. I should probably go check on her later.
Oh, is that so? I'm so happy you found all of that food. A little gray starling told me that you can find berries if you fly out toward the mountains.
Oh, I found Marianne. I didn't know she spent her time here. It sounds like she's talking to someone.
What's that? You want to try some nectar from the flowers in the greenhouse? That might be tricky. I guess you could try it if I'm already there. Otherwise, you might get locked in.
Hey, Marianne! Who are you talking to? Huh? Oh, the birdie flew off.
Yes, it looks like he has. What are you doing here, Raphael?
You were acting a little strange when we were eating earlier, so I wanted to check on you. I was worried.
That's sweet of you, but I'm fine.
Are you sure? Well, that's good to hear. As long as... Wait a minute! Were you just talking to a bird?
Excuse me?
I knew it! You can talk to birds! I'm right, aren't I?
Yes.
That's incredible! This place is full of interesting folks, but I didn't think anyone spoke birdie.
No, that's not it. This bird just happened to be speaking human.
Amazing! I hope I get to meet a bird who speaks human one day.
As soon as I give credit for Raphael being a smart person in the game, take it away. The status quo has been upheld, apparently. On that note, hey everyone, welcome back to Fire Emblem Three Houses Black Eagle Edition. In last episode, we got here at the month of the ethereal moon and learned a few things about this month's mission, about what's going on, and as well as a few things about, well, our dancing students. And on top of that, what happened last episode is something special because it's going to be the topic of this episode. We got him. We got the last male recruit in which we can get that isn't ourselves or our dad at one point. We got the broody boy himself, Mr. Dust and Elysian Tail, Felix. And this is his story. Right after class. So, if we are just going to be going over Felix just really briefly, first off, he is a sword, a fighter, but if you pay attention to him, he has a affinity with black magic. Now for me, this is a long game. In our first playthrough of this game, we did not get him to a good magic state until more or less the second to last map. He ran roughshod and he was very, very good, but that's not going to be what he's going to be known for throughout the majority of your playthrough. So let's get started and get him to B level.
Well, that worked out.
I also feel like late game, the fighting aspect of him is not going to be the best, but I don't know, I just feel like what we have regarding Caspar and Raphael, fighting's a bit of a redundant thing for him. I would much rather him just learn black magic, so let's go with that.
I'm surprised he doesn't strike me as a brawler.
No, but I will say ahead of time though, Felix is going to be one of the only examples which I can say do not focus authority with Felix. You'll find out why soon enough. But now, let's just teach our students and do what we do best, and that's by making them even better than what they were before. So, we'll be right back.
Oh, I see now.
Get the same aspect of Felix, so you know what, let's get you a little bit more on that D. Thank you very much. Petra, you can go the same way, but instead become an A rank in sword.
One step before the next step.
And I believe you are one of our first students who has become an A rank.
Linhart's an A in white magic.
I mean the first person who matters. Please. You know what?
Thanks for the help.
Thank you. Here we go. The budding talent's completed, and now you get the pass ability. This is not a really unique, a very useful ability, but if you're in a map which has tight corridors and you have just like a queue of enemies, this will allow you to pass through enemies and just pass right through them.
I guess.
Hey, that was useful.
And now we get Sylvain's first magic spell, Fire, which honestly is very universal.
Got it. Good to go.
From what we've seen with Mercy and Annette, that could be pretty good. Unfortunately though, with his class he can't use them, but that's alright. Goals. Like I said before at the top of this teaching session, I want Felix to go off brawling because he's terrible. You know what? Yeah, I'm gonna give him reason. Because I feel like Petra's got sword play down pat. So, while Petra focuses on sword and bow, Felix will focus on sword and dark magic. Just cover my ground in every aspect.
Let me ask you something.
Now here we go, especially with Ingrid right next to him. I've been trying to win the heart of this girl. but none of the fancy gifts or sweet things I tell her have worked. Do you know secret game tricks that I can use to win her heart? Why is Ingrid behind him when saying that? I don't feel like he's gonna, like, clean up your act. Try having a deeper conversation. This, to me, this strikes what art he is on the surface. It's like, oh, are you telling me I get to make things better and not do anything at all? I like that response. However, it wouldn't shock me if he likes having a deeper conversation, but hey.
I see. That might work.
Hey, a little better. Fair enough, I'll take it. And Ingrid's like, yes. Focus on Lex. Yep, I want him to focus on that one, so please and thank you.
I can't see Sylvain with an axe either.
No, you know what, to be honest, I always forget every time I play that Sylvain starts by focusing on axe. I don't know why. Bernie. Tea party. I'm amazed we got you out of your room to do this.
What is it? Did I do something wrong? Thanks so much.
I'm offering you cookies and chocolate cakes.
Not cool yet.
And whatever the hell those things are on top.
Come on.
You see, now, in that conversation, there was no win-win for that. Yeah, because I don't feel like she is going to want to talk about her ambitions or anything else like that, so... Yes, overall, pretty solid.
Great.
But that first one, though, I will fully agree. Nonsense. Because didn't fashion come up twice?
Yeah.
How were you supposed to guess? It's a little bit silly how they can just be randomly generated.
Oh, no. This is impossible.
It's finished.
That's it. Everyone levels up at the start. Love it. Edelgard eventually gets her level A in her axe. Did it in her own personal time, but oh well. Hanneman, yay. Manuela, yay.
My efforts were not in vain.
Lightning
The
axe.
battlefield
Pretty
has
good.
much to
Dark
teach.
spikes too. It's gonna be great to
Well
use.
worth the effort. I always was a quick
A quick stud. Right. With Manuela, I have many questions. But anyway, though, we are finished with prep. Let's get to the battles, and let's get straight to it. True chivalry. Felix's paralogue. Safety for the people of the kingdom has been growing concern, and Faldarius territory is no exception. Felix has been called upon to help restore or fort it back home. This unlocks whenever you get Felix, so have fun. We will be doing the others in time, but for now, he's a new kid. Let's break him in.
There you are. I was looking for you. I need a favor. No, this is more serious. My father sent a messenger. He wants me to return to Faldarius territory. Rodriga Shiel Faldarius, the highest-ranking member of the Fargus nobility. But about the favor. You're familiar with the tragedy of Dusker, I presume? After the king's death, public order disintegrated. Bandits continue to raid villages across the kingdom, including those within Faldarius territory. My father says he needs my help driving the bandits away. Precisely. Good guess. Perhaps I shouldn't pull you into this. It stems from my family's failure to secure the region. But honestly, I want to see you in action. I never tire of watching you fight. And it'll be much more interesting for you than the training ground. Or maybe this task, driving off bandits, seems dull to a former mercenary? Excellent. While I'm at it, I have a second favor to ask of you. Could you recruit more fighters? I bet there will be willing volunteers if you're the one inviting them. I'll set off on my own and meet up with you there.
Don't worry, Felix. We've been recruiting up a storm lately.
We've been trying to recruit, but one little girl just refuses to get the hint. Like, I'm kind of busy right now. Meanwhile, you're forming an army. Get with the program, child. My God, for someone who's meant to be slated as an intelligent child, it's kind of dense. But oh well, it don't matter. Here we are back in the city again, and as you can see, we have a couple of people who are good, a couple of people who are bad. Isn't that the same with every video game or anything ever? And yeah, this is quite an ordeal because we have familiar faces, and we have items which we need. So, in terms of rushing, like always, we are going to have a few key people in, like Dorothea, and this is one of the first instances of us running with Felix. Start off with, he carries bullion always, and he starts with an iron sword. So make that as what you will. So let's go over the people who I want to take with us, plus some off screen. I also gave a few people a few more upgrades. For example, Petra, instead of a steel sword, I have given her a silver bow. Same thing with Sylvain. Gone is his normal iron lance, and I've given him a silver lance in its place. And who else? Bernie has got a magic bow because of the range, and also because of enemies in which we'll be facing here shortly. And apart from that, I think that's everything in which we have changed on the surface. Yep, so that's all well and good. So of course I want to have a key healer, but I'm going to split it up between Marianne and Mercy. Annette I still want in because I want her to level up and be good. So Caspar, you are taking a rest. And Edelgard, I feel like I'm going to give you a bit of rest too. You know what? We're in a rush. Sylvain, let's do it. Who should bring in for adjacents? You know what? Seeing how we're here, Sylvain, who can you bond with right now? You heard me. Most of the blue lions we have already seen, so it's either Bernie or Leone. Well, that makes things a little awkward. Damn, yeah, there ain't much we can teach, but you know what? I guess since Felix is kind of the new kid and he might be a bit fragile, let's bring Flame with him because I ain't seen her in a while. Dorothea, we'll stick Manuela with you because why the hell not? And yeah, sure, you know what, Marianne. Actually, ooh, you know what? Yeah, Petra, I'm actually gonna take out. And I want, yeah, Manuela. I'm in. I'll give you Edelgard. A nice change in dynamic. And who can take? You know what? Sure, Raphael. Stick with Marianne in case you got a bird. And one quick look on the map. There's no chests in sight apart from the items which have on key.
Except the wheelbarrows, which look like chests, so
Yeah.
be careful of that. I hate those wheelbarrows.
Yes. Famous. So, unfortunately, we cannot move Felix at all, which is not ideal for me. But Oh well. It's fight time. And we've got a lot to do.
Struggling to defeat some bandits? What a pathetic old man my father is. Some villagers are trapped. Let's help them escape.
Felix, my son, you finally brought reinforcements.
I will say ahead of time, you are not going to want to worry about the soldiers dying. I get to whine a bit. So, let's start off with the bang. Mercy, if you could just wipe this guy from existence, that'd be great. Thank you.
Let's keep our guard up. I won't let everyone down.
And unfortunately, unlike in Ramia,
That's my cue.
these NPCs are not tied to various enemies. So we'll have to think about that. I want to talk about Felix, but I want him to get into a bit of combat first before stating otherwise. And he is in a bad placement because he falls so far behind. But I guess seeing how we're on this matter, I want to kill as many enemies as I can. Not only for the NPC safety, but because I actually want to do something and kill some people. I say that in the most healthiest way. Please, I promise. I'm not crazy, I'm just a little bit bloodthirsty, alright?
I'm really glad YouTube doesn't punish us for talking about all this on here.
You were no match for me. More polish, never.
Stay focused.
And again, increases. Yeah, but just to put things bluntly, these guys are critical hit monsters. If you think Petra was an unstoppable force when it came to critical hits, dude, you have no idea. I felt like we couldn't, as characters, go through this map without the NPCs just murdering everything.
And taking all the EXP.
Indeed. So this for us, it's not about survival, it's actually getting the pieces to the action. Right ourselves. And who's yet to move? Annette and Marianne. Well, seeing how Mercy's gone that way, let's go up. I also don't feel like the way you start in the map is very advantageous. Okay, now look, game, do not prove me wrong by saying these guys are critical monsters. They critical hit like nobody's business, and they proceed to never land a critical. Game, I hate you right now. I really hate you. There we go. Jeez.
Everything will be fine. Good people of this hamlet, escape while you can.
Rodrigue has a high critical too.
Yeah.
Point.
You see now, this is one of the maps where I feel like it's completely like you don't need to be here. You have no reason to play this goddamn map. And you know what the worst thing is? Did you see that?
No.
That enemy had an item, and he got killed. And you don't get the item. You see? You have in that one turn, they have killed more enemies than we did. Felix is not going to get a chance to be in combat in this entire game. And it sucks. I don't know why the game is like this. I don't know why it opts to give the opposition such powerful moves and such high critical hit rates, but that's what the game does. It's like literally, now, because we've had nothing else to do, we have completely...
You weren't ready.
I mean, don't get me wrong, I know I got a critical hit, but that's because I've got an item that specifies in that.
This would definitely make for a good beginner paralogue.
Yeah, you'd think. I mean, because, again, look, they're all focusing on the knights who are closer, so aggro for us isn't much of an issue. The critical hit rates for those guys are unstoppable. They have Rodrigue, who's on a freaking horse, so he objectively has a better advantage than most likely most of your units. The only thing you can use your advantage is your arms, but that's not an instant kill. And because of that, it opens the door for Rodrigue and his crew to get to just pick up the pieces. They're struggling to find relevance in this fight, and I don't know why. And I'm not going to say this is a bad paralogue, but for me, this just seems heavily, like, pointless. And not only that, you could just say, well, you know, we know it's not that bad. But here's the thing, though. Because it's in a tight corridor, the NPCs don't have a lot of room to move or calculate. So they're probably gonna just stupidly go and focus in on one enemy, and then they're gonna get themselves killed. Like this now. New NPCs.
Critical hit.
Yeah. New NPCs and new enemies have just appeared in the map. Great. Awesome. However, it's a moot point.
This is our chance.
See what I mean? I don't feel like I need to commentate because the NPCs and the AI is just showing what needs to be done.
Our allies are on hard mode.
Yeah. I mean, don't get wrong. I wanted to use the sword of the creator just so I can get a freaking item and show a door key, which ironically is right there. And there's like one movement here. I don't know. Like there's no point to the door being there. I'm lost for words. I really don't know what to say regarding this paralogue. It's not bad, but it makes you feel insignificant, and I don't really dig it.
Just give up.
But enough ranting and raving. Let's just get to the good stuff.
You can't stop me. You were wide open.
But this is one of the reasons why I want to put a magic bow on. It is a physical attack that has the attack prowess of magic abilities.
The stronghold is ours. No more.
So, since magic inherently has an advantage over armor units, ergo so as that bow. So think of it being either like if Mercy had her real bow potential.
Yeah, and Felix isn't gonna have a chance to do anything.
Yeah, because he's just joined and he's moving so goddamn slow. I don't want to do this, but I'm healing the soul just because I've got nothing else to do. Hasn't gone yet. Oh, Mercy. My bad. Who's gonna heal another soldier because Nothing else. Nothing else to do.
What's next?
Traditional jousting.
The horse just killed his brethren. And he's fine. Now watch as it makes all our progress completely redundant.
He's gotten a critical hit every time.
Yes.
And it's only 21.
There is one risk. One risk and just one alone. That's killing this guy. But that's it.
You're out of luck.
He goes down easy. You don't need anything. And with that, you win. The game can't do anything to stop you now. You have immediately, like, won this. It's so weird. I'm sorry.
Am I done yet?
And again, I wanted to mention the good things about Felix because there is a lot to go over, but I just don't want to make it like no big deal. Because we're pretty much footnotes in this fight, and the last thing I want is for Felix to become a footnote.
Should I have held back?
The axe murderer returns.
Should I have held back? No, we need to charge forward in this.
We do, because otherwise all the good stuff's gone.
Another one down. Not as hard as I thought.
Hope become a better chance of being a paladin with that.
Thank you so much. Please, help my neighbors too.
You get all the rewards at the end of the fight, but of course, that NPC reaching the end means he's out of harm's way. And then there was only one left.
I think it all boils down to the fact that there's too many allies.
Yep, too many allies and their hit rates are ridiculous. Like, completely insane. Yeah, because I was scrambling to find something to do for everyone in this match. I probably should have just slummed this match, just, like, dumped everyone in. Well, now it all depends who gets the final kill. Well, you know what? Leon is going to be next to us, and then I'm going to kill them with an axe. I did the thing.
That should do it. We've chased those ruffians away for good.
Thank you so much for your assistance. Please, accept this small gift as thanks.
You have to be very, and I mean very, very, very unlucky to not get this reward. But I will say, this reward is going to be very, very useful, especially for that young lady behind the house, flapping her wings. The Aegis Shield. Hero's red that may half the damage taken with whoever who bears the crest of Faldarius. Actually, I got that wrong. I'm thinking of another shield. What am I saying? I'm not tossing that.
Yeah, it's Felix with that crest.
Yep, and of course get large money. So, are we meant to say that we never... I might just call myself stupid. Hold on.
We are grateful for your help. I doubt those bandits will stop anytime soon, but at least this village is safe. This village was important to the late king. If we hadn't saved it, I wouldn't have been able to face His Majesty.
How foolish.
Pardon?
We were protecting your subjects, not your ego. I don't give a damn as to whether you can bring yourself to face a dead king.
I will not tolerate such language from you.
I came here to hone my blade and to save innocent people. I suppose if I had died, you would say the same thing you did after Glenn's death. He died like a true knight. I have nothing more to say. I'm going back.
I'm sorry you had to see that. He's been that way for 4 years now. I don't suppose you'd care to hear about it. I lost a son in the tragedy of Dusker. Felix's older brother, Glenn. To this day, I'm proud of Glenn. He gave his life to protect Prince Dimitri. If he had abandoned His Highness and fled, I don't know that I could have forgiven him. I would have been deeply ashamed. But no one would have been more ashamed than Glenn himself. It was in his nature to be noble and true. As a knight serving the royal family, his duty was to be loyal to the end, even if it meant his life. If he had abandoned that duty and survived the incident, there's no way he could have lived on in peace. Felix can't understand that. He's young and foolish. Of course, I understand his sentiment, to some extent. It all comes down to, well, a difference of opinion. So that's how you feel about it. How fortunate Felix is to have met someone like you. There's nothing as heartening as having someone around who really understands you. He's an odd boy, thick-headed in some ways, but he's my son all the same. I'm glad he has you to look after him.
Now with that, we get a new hero's relic, which, like I said before, I feel like I might have screwed up on because I don't feel like we got that during our first playthrough.
How could we have not have?
I don't know. It's either something we didn't use, something we missed. I have no idea. Might have to look that up and see if we actually did that or not. But yeah, that fight is ridiculous. It makes you feel completely redundant. Like I wasn't even needed. But I guess we got the money.
Yeah, it felt more like Rodrigue was the MVP.
More or less, yeah. But what are your thoughts about that parallel? Because I am interested in seeing that myself. So, who knows? But I think with that, we'll end things there today. So, with that said, guys, thank you very much for watching. If you liked the episode, then please be sure to like it. If you didn't like it, well then, I know how you feel. It's very bad to be redundant and wrong and odd feeling. But oh well. Again, like what Rodrigue said, it's just a difference of opinion, I suppose. But if you want to subscribe to more content like this, then please be sure to subscribe. And next episode, we're taking on another paralogue. Which child are we going to go on a journey of emotion and depth with? To the beach or to the skies? We'll see you next time.